Over the course of 4 years of NR racing on this channel, we've had no shortage of great finishes. However, these following 6 races are the closest in channel history, so without further ado, let's count down the top 6 closest finishes on this channel. Kicking off the list at number 6 is the 2021 Golf Summer Series finale, the STP 500 at Martinsville. That time by Dominic on an almost 4/10 second lead over the 13, but coming off 2 now down the back straightaway. Burnett got a good run, is now riding till the 55, going into turns 3 and 4 for the second to last time. Burnett towards the middle now, Dominic staying towards the inside. As they come off turn 4, this time by white flag in the air, Burnett in the wall off 4 there. Dominic in the turns 1 and 2 for the final time, trying to get his second Summer Series win in his career. Down the back straight for the final time. He's going to pull away from Burnett into turns 3 and 4. So the 55 is slow into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Burnett, making it 3 wide through turn number 4. And off 4, he's going to shove Dominic into the wall. Side by side, coming to the line, Burnett wins! Oh my goodness, the second closest Summer Series finish in history, 2/100ths of a second. Unbelievable. Dominic got a huge lead actually on Burnett, as the 13 was still struggling getting around the 11 car, Jordan Stout. But into turn number 3 here, for whatever reason, Dominic slows down drastically. And all of a sudden comes Burnett, making it 3 wide. And then off of 4 here, shoves Dominic into the wall, his own teammate, mind you. With Burnett taking the win. Tied for 4th is none other than the first ever race on this channel, the 2020 Golf Summer Series race at Armory Digital, the Windows 400. This time by white flag in the air, 1 more lap to decide the first ever Golf Summer Series winner. Random gets held up by the lap car up to 76. 61 is going to leapfrog and clear to 76, going into turn number 2 and into the backstretch for the final time. 53, I think he's slowing, I think he's out of gas. 53 is out of gas as the 61 pulls away, but the 69 going to catch up. '61, I think he's slowing a little bit there too. Is he out of gas? Here comes the 69. Aiden Thomas side by side going off turn number 4 for the final time. Aiden Thomas clears the 61, but here comes the 95 of Richard Herman. Side by side coming to the line. It's going to be a photo finish. Here they come to the checkered flag. Oh my goodness. I can't even call that one. Let me take a look at scoring data here from Golf Summer Series officials, and according to that data, Richard Herman is your first ever Golf Summer Series winner as the 28 goes around in turn number 3. Going into turn number 3 here. I think the 61 at this point ran out of gas. 69 full throttle going him off turn number 4. But just as the 69 clears the 61, he runs out of gas. That gives the opportunity for the 95. And just as the 95 passes the 69, he runs out of gas. Let's take a look how close that finish was by 1/100th of a second. Wow. As for the other race tied in 4th is the 2024 WeatherTech Duel Number 1 for the Palm Summer League at Daytona. As Miller remains side by side of Fernandez, this time by coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go here in Duel Number 1. These two continue to maintain their respective lines as you go into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Miller moves down to the inside, Hernandez moves down to the middle, as just everyone else is 3 wide behind. Looks like Hernandez changes his mind, maintains the outside lane, but Miller is still trying to move down to the inside lane in front of Roberto Crown as he come off turn number 2 for the final time. Down the back straight for the final time here in Duel Number 1. Miller's going to move back up to the middle as he's still side by side of Hernandez, but watch out for the run. Both Roberto Crown and Santa Fala have going into turn number 3 as Miller moves down in front of the 31, still side by side of Hernandez before moving back up the track into turn number 4 as they're going to be 3 wide for the lead off turn number 4 for the final time. And even though Crown wasn't able to make it quite stick, they're coming back to the line. It's going to be between Hernandez and Miller for the win. Coming to the line this time by, oh my god, that was close. And for the second year in a row here in Duel Number 1, we have a photo finish to the line, this time being Patrick Miller beating out Johnny Hernandez by 1/100th of a second. So definitely big congratulations to Patrick Miller for winning Duel Number 1 here at Daytona. And there you see Johnny Hernandez on the outside getting a strong run from Skylar Taylor. At this point, Hernandez has the advantage over Miller. And despite a strong run from Crown going into turn number 3, Miller moved down just enough in front of Crown to block any sort of momentum. And at that point, it was just between Hernandez and Miller, who are still side by side off of 4 and coming to the tri-oval, with Miller just really edging out Hernandez to the line. And just for reference how close that was, 1/100th of a second, not quite as close as last year's 3/1000th of a second, but it's still enough to be tied as the 4th closest finish on the channel, of course being tied with the first ever Golf Summer Series race at Armory Digital. Speaking of duel number 1, number 3 on this list is the 2023 WeatherTech duel number 1 at Daytona for the Palm Summer League. As this time by, the white flag's in the air here at Daytona. There you see McTrain trying to get some sort of side off the 33, before Miller moves to the middle himself. Open door for the inside of Brittany Carruthers and Keyshawn Richardson to take advantage to go 3 wide into turn number 1. Middle Bradley and Beal go way up high on the outside into turn number 2 to try to help out the 91, as Miller's all by himself in the middle, coming off turn number 2 for the final time. Down the back, Carruthers moves to the middle in front of Miller before moving to the outside in front of his teammate of McTrain. As now that leaves Keyshawn Richardson, the lead driver on the inside, going into turn number 3. Here comes the run for the 24. Carruthers tried the block, but there's not enough room to do so as he remains in the middle, with Miller behind, with Richardson having help from Mattiello into turn number 4 for the final time. And here we go, coming off turn number 4 and coming to the front stretch. It's going to be a side-by-side finish to the line here in duel number 1. Carruthers wins by inches. Oh my goodness, what a finish here at Daytona, as Brendan Carruthers just barely edges out Keyshawn Richardson for the win here in WeatherTech duel number 1, with the margin of victory being just 4/1000ths of a second. The 3rd closest finish here in channel history. Unbelievable. Down the back straightaway before Carruthers moves to the middle in front of Miller, and then to the outside in front of his teammate of McTrain, leaving it open for Keyshawn Richardson on the inside going into turn number 3, with Mattiello later joining him on the inside. And as Carruthers tried the block here, there's not enough room to do so. Carruthers was forced to the middle as him and Richardson were side by side for the lead at this point. And then off of 4, despite Richardson getting a great run on the outside, Carruthers still maintains his ground on the outside. And as Richardson gets a great run in the middle coming into the tri-oval, Carruthers just barely beat him back to the line. And just to see how close this finish was in slow motion, 4/1000ths of a second, the 3rd closest finish here in channel history. Tied for 2nd is the 2021 Pepsi Showdown at Daytona. And off of 4, so all Nelson Reeves as you come to the tri-oval, this time by, white flag in the air here at Daytona. 1 lap to go here for the Pepsi Showdown. And that time by, Reeves had almost 0.2 of a second lead over Jason Albert, but there you see lap traffic, the 77 of John McFadden. Johnson tried to make a move on Albert into turn number 1, but Albert still holds on as Johnson tucks in the 3rd off turn number 2 for the final time. Down the backstretch, Reeves still with a sizable gap over the rest of the field. I'm guessing Albert and Johnson are trying to build a run, but time is running out to catch up to that 16. Nelson Reeves off turn number 4 for the final time. As off of 4, Albert gets a great run off of Reeves. He has a chance. He's looking to the inside. Coming shows the tri-oval. Checking flag is out here. Who's going to win? Oh my god. I can't even tell. I'm about to guess Albert maybe by a little bit. We're going to have to wait and see what the scoring monitor will say here shortly. Looks like we're hearing Nelson Reeves in the 16 wins the Pepsi Showdown here at Daytona. And the margin of victory, you won't believe this, 2/1000ths of a second. The closest finish in the history of this channel. And then out of 4 here, a great run for Jason Albert up into the outside. And then looks to the inside because he knows that's the best place to pass here at this track. But just was not enough to beat Reeves to the line. And here's another angle of how close this finish was. 2/1000ths of a second. Unbelievable. And again, congratulations to Nelson Reeves and Roush Racing for an incredible win here tonight at the Wales Center of Racing. As for the other race tied for 2nd, well, it's none other than the most viewed race on this channel. That, of course, being the 2022 Golf Summer Series season opener, the Costco 400 at Armory Digital. Stout briefly tucking back in as he looks to the inside again. Is Stallman coming shows the start-finish line, this time by, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Armory Digital. Burnett nearly got on the wall going into turn number 1 there as the 38 and 11 are still side by side for the lead. Jordan Stout the advantage going towards the mini straightaway. Salmon out towards the outside. He goes a lot of ground that 38 as they come off turn number 2 for the final time. And you see the inside lane won by Nathan Stapleton and Random100 trying to build another run as they continue down the back and into turn number 3 for the final time here at Armory Digital. Here they come on the inside. Stapleton side by side with Dixon. He's going to get a great run off the 20. And now he's going to challenge down for the lead, coming off turn number 4 for the final time. And here we go, coming towards the tribal. It's going to be another side-by-side finish here on Upper Digital. Stapleton, Stout, who's going to win? Coming to the line. Oh my god. But maybe guess, Stout maybe by inches, looks like the scoreboard will agree. Jordan Stout will win an Arbor Digital in the newest closest GSS finish in history, 2/1000ths of a second. Unbelievable, and how fitting is that? The first GSS race in Arbor Digital ends in the photo finish, and the last GSS race in Arbor Digital ends in a photo finish. Unreal, couldn't describe that any better. Stout staying committed to the inside, now moves up toward the middle. He left the door open for the inside, led by Nathan Stapleton, Random J. I mean, those two drivers are smart enough to know the inside gets great runs off the turn, so to go to the inside as soon as they possibly can for anyone else. And in the turns 3 and 4 here, they got that great run. Got around the 20 in next set. And in the case of Stapleton, went for the lead on Stout off 4. As Ricky and Redder continue to be side by side throughout the tribal and front straightaway. But unfortunately, just not enough for Stapleton to win, with Stout barely getting him there. And just for reference, on the top of your screen, here's Richard Herman's finish from 2020 by 1/100th of a second. We all thought that was very close, which really is. But here, just now, the newest closest finish in GSS history, 2/1000ths. Oh my god. And of course, a big congratulations to Jordan Stout and Atlanta Motorsports. Of course, this is Stout's second career GSS win after getting his first last summer at Eldora. And of course, number 1, the closest finish on this channel is the 2024 Firecracker 400 for the Palm Summer League at Daytona. But now down the back, crowd's going to shuffle to the middle in front of Random. Crutter's now peeking themselves to the inside of 4s as they're nearly 4 wide again. As they're concentrating 4s and Random, as they both nearly wreck into turn number 3. They both save it. Random down the middle as he's going to be side by side once again. What an incredible save by both Random and 4s that time by, as they're both going to be 3 wide of crowd for the lead off turn number 4. Over 100,000 all on their feet as the field this time by sees the white flag. 1 lap to go here in the Firecracker 400. This is still anyone's race to win. Random's now going to move to the middle, trying to force crowd to the outside as they remain side by side for the lead into turn number 1. Random shifting back down to the inside. 3 wide everywhere behind the 53 as he moves down to the inside in front of 4s off turn number 2 for the final time. And now down the back, Rand's going to move up the track right between both Taylor and Crown. But Rand's going to move back down to the inside quick as here's the inside lane fast approaching of Jordan 4s and Crutters into turn number 3. Random going to get down in time. 4s gets a strong run as they're nearly 4 wide again through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. 4s have the advantage over Random off of 4, but Random continues to fight back on the outside as he's still going to be side by side. A photo finish to the line. Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't tell who won that race, and PSO officials apparently can't tell either, as they are reviewing the finish up in the booth. But here comes that strong run. Both 4s and Crutters are going to get on the inside into 3 as Riley Spurley, that time by nearly wrecked off the bumper of Brendan Beal. But he managed to save it. But through turns 3 and 4, 4s is going to be 3 wide of Random and Crown, but 4s eventually getting the advantage over the 53. But then into the trial vote, Random moves back up the racetrack in front of Crown on the outside and gets that strong run to remain side by side with Forbes, as those two are practically neck and neck to the line. I think we're hearing from PSO officials that they have declared a winner, and that Jordan Forbes wins the Firecracker 400 in the newest closest finish in channel history, 1/1000th of a second. And here's how close it was. Whoa! Oh my god, that close. But the interesting thing is, if he moved this footage up by just 1 second, these two are practically tied. Now here's probably the best angle of this finish. 1/1000th of a second. Literally by inches. And of course, if you recall back to the last time we've had a finish this close on the channel, it was Jordan Stout and Nathan Stapleton back in Arbor Digital in 2022 for the Golf Summer Series. And after 2 years, it's no longer going to hold the record as the closest finish for a points-paying race on this channel. And that will do it for the top 6 closest finishes on this channel. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, be sure to tune in this Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 100th channel race at Paris.